Hey guys, Casual Gamer 84. Welcome back to the game room. And I was wrong in my last video. I actually give you all 11 tips because math is hard. So today you're only going to get 9 tips for a total of 20 tips. So I'm going to obviously link the last video. If you've not watched it, go back, check it out. You'll get 11 more tips to today's 9 for a total of 20. Guys, if this interests you, stick around. Alright guys, so we're going to get straight into it with number 9, garage sales. If there are garage sales, yard sales, estate sales, whatever kind of sales, whatever they're called in your area, definitely go to them. That is where you're going to find your best deals. I guarantee it. With that being said, always ask. I don't have any on me right now, but I made up business cards that have my channel on one side, and on the reverse side it has what I'm looking for, and it even has pictures of what I'm looking for. And whenever I go to a garage sale or a yard sale, I'll ask, y'all have any video game stuff? If they say no, I'll look around, and if I see anything that may say they might have something, I'll ask again. You sure you don't have any? Here's my card. I give them my card. Here's the things I'm looking for, and there's something with seeing that and having that image that says, oh, I do have one of those. It's down in the basement or whatever. Would you like to sell it? Yeah, let me go get it. I found tons and tons of good deals that way, guys, so always ask. I'm not saying that you have to make up business cards and show pictures. Just be descriptive in what you're asking for. That should work for you. Even if you don't see it out there, always ask, because you never know. Prime example of that is I went to a yard sale last spring, summer. Spring is usually where it hits really good, for me anyway, in my area. And it was an older lady, somebody's grandma that age. Although I'm getting older now, so I guess that's really, it could be my grandma, let me put it that way. And I said, didn't really see anything. Do you have any video games or anything? She said, well, I got this old box of electronics stuff. And she pulls it out and shows me, I found a few Game Gear games. I think I found a Game Boy, OG Game Boy. I said, what do you want for it? And she was like, well, how does $5 sound for all of it? I said, that sounds really good. How about I give you $10 for all of it? Because it was probably, had an OG Game Boy in there, 3 or 4 games, no heavy hitters, and a few Sega Game Gear games in there. And she was ecstatic with that, and I got a good deal, all off of an ask. With the garage sales and number 8 is flea markets. Go to flea markets. But if you go to flea markets, get up early. Same with yard sales. Get up early. So we're going to kind of go back to the garage sale, yard sale thing. Something that I do, and this tactic works for me. If I go to a neighborhood sale, what a neighborhood sale would be is, you have a large neighborhood subdivision area, and that a lot of people have a yard sale at the same time. I go to the very back of that subdivision, and I work my way forward. The reason that I do that is because most people, when they go to yard sales, they hit the first one they see. Boom, I got to get there. I got to see what they got. Do I lose stuff that way? Absolutely. But I can also beat people to the other stuff and not have to really deal with people. With that being said, on my way through this subdivision or on my way through this neighborhood sale, if I pass a yard sale, I'm always scanning. If I see something that may be a prospect, I'm going to stop at it and see what they got. And I start in the back, work my way forward, and when I get to a point to where I'm getting to yard sales and I'm asking, Do I have any video game stuff? Oh, no, somebody came and they bought everything. That's going to tell me that there's another collector or another reseller at that neighborhood sale, and they already got there. So if I get that a few times in a row, I'm going to probably cut bait and move on to something else. Just because it's my time's money, and it's going to be more beneficial for me to do that. With flea markets, get up and go early. That's where you're going to get the best deals. There's several other channels that do a way better job of showing this and explaining this than I do. Game Chasers, Pixel Game Squad, Pat the NES Punk and his flea market madness videos that he does. MC Murr, Flea Market Flipping, I think is what his series is called. But get there early, and you'll find deals. So what I do with flea markets is, if I go to a big flea market, I'm going to be worried about the outside vendors more than I am the inside vendors. Not to say that you can't find stuff at the inside vendors, but you're more likely to find the better deals at the outside vendors because they don't specialize in that item. With people that have booths at flea markets, and most flea markets are open Saturdays and Sundays in my area anyway. So if you go to these flea markets and they have a permanent booth in this flea market and they're there every Saturday and Sunday and they sell video games, they're obviously going to price them at market price because they're going to want to make money. That's not to say you can't find deals though, and that kind of goes back to knowledge is money. And you need that knowledge. An example of that is I was at the local flea market, went in and I looked through the inside of this video game booth. They had a lot of stuff priced at market value, but they hadn't changed prices on stuff they had previously priced. So I found a copy of Ghoul Patrol on NES or on SNES. And it was like $110, I think. My mistake was I said, "Will you take $100 for it?" And I know that I've said not to be greedy, and that is a really good deal in that game right now. But in that scenario, I'm assuming all the risk. And what I mean by that is they've obviously priced it so they can make a profit based on what they paid for it to begin with. And with it being, I don't know off the top of my head, let me pull it up here real quick. And I'll see. What I mean by that is, if it is a fake, then I'm paying $100 for a fake video game. So I'm assuming all the risk because they already have it priced to make a profit. Because they wasn't going to price it where they were losing money to begin with. So Ghoul Patrol loose price is $196. So I was getting it at about half price at that $100 mark. So I asked, if you take $100, asked if they'd take $100. They looked it up, and I assumed they wasn't being malicious. I assumed they looked it up to see if they were still making a profit on it or whatever their profit margin they wanted to be. And they realized that it was worth $196. I think it was more at that time, to be honest with you. I think it's went down. Yeah. Back when I would have went, it was about $220, $240 mark, and it's went down a little bit. And they realized they could get more up for it on eBay. She said that she would honor that price because that's what she had it priced at. And if I didn't want it, then she was going to take it out of her inventory, put it on eBay, and make another $100. And I can't blame her for that. But I did ask, if I could open it up and ensure that it was legit. and I asked if she had a Game Bit driver. She said no. I said, well, I've got one in the truck. Can I run and get it and come back? And she was like, well, no, if you leave, I'm going to pull it from the inventory and sell it on eBay. So it could have been real, and I could have got a Google Patrol at half price, or unbeknownst to her, it could have been a fake, and I could have paid $100 for a useless, worthless, valueless video game. And I don't think she was being malicious and trying to sell me something that was a fake. I think that she was just trying to make more money on it, and by not allowing me to go to the truck and get a Game Bit driver and come back and open it up, pretty much ensured that. So anyway, flea markets, get up early, get out there. You're gonna have your best luck at booths that don't specialize in video games, but deals can still be found overall at the flea market. Thrift stores and pawn shops, form relationships with people, and that's going to help you out. There's a few pawn shops that I go to, and if they get something that's cool in or something that I'm looking for in, they may set it to the side, or they may even give me a call and say, hey, I got this in, I don't know if you're interested in it or not. And then I'll go look at it. You are going to pay a premium because they're going to make money too, but you can still usually get a good deal. Thrift stores, Goodwill, relationships. Form relationships. Be nice. Be a decent human being. I'm always polite when I go in to the Goodwill, and I deal with everybody. And I'm in there, usually every other day, every couple days. So they know me by now. They know what I'm looking for by now. I don't ask them to hold anything for me. I don't ask some guy in the back to hoard everything. I'm not one of those people. But in building relationships with these people, there are certain perks that come with that. With that being said, a buddy of mine go to the same Goodwill, and he asked one day, they had a bunch of cases that were empty that someone robbed the disc out of, asked if he could have them, and they were like, oh no, we're just going to throw them away, we can't let you have them. I went into the same Goodwill, and I guess where I go in much more frequently than he does, I've seen some empty cases like, hey, these are empty, y'all probably just going to throw them away, can I have them? Yeah, that's fine. And I've completed some really cool games that way. I've got some GameCube stuff, I've got some more expensive PS2 stuff and some Xbox stuff that I had disc only, or that I could find disc only cheaper, and then I've got an empty case and manual, boom, pop it in there, doubled my money almost immediately. So definitely form relationships with these people. We're going to go back to game conventions, and I did say that you would pay a premium if you go back and watch another video, and it was number 16. You are going to pay a premium because someone else is going out, they're going to find this stuff, they're going to clean this up, they're going to verify that it's authentic, and they're going to sell it to you. So you are going to pay the premium, but you can find deals. And number 6, the game conventions, dig, dig, dig. And you can find good deals. The best example that I can give of that is my Mike Tyson's Punch-Out. I got the box, the inserts, minus the manual and the letter for $10. And it's in pretty good shape overall. And then I went to another vendor. I found a manual. I think I could give $22 for the manual. So for the box, all the inserts, and the manual, minus the letter, I was $32 in it. I already had the game. And I think $14 for the game at Game Exchange. So if you factor that in, we're $46 in a complete in-box copy minus the letter of Mike Tyson's Punch-Out. It's not bad. I mean, that's the price of the cartridge only now, I do believe. Let me look that up real quick so I'm not telling you something different. Let me try to punch out. Loose price $41, so I wasn't far off. Complete in box price $4.99. So dig. That's another way to get stuff. So moving on to number 5, brick and mortar stores. Learn how they operate. So, you know, is this a store that I can go in and I can haggle with? I can bargain with. Is this a store that it's going to be a set price? Is this a store that, you know, they put stuff on the shelf and then if it's there for the first time they're going to clearance it out? How often do they take stuff in? Do they do trades? So just learn how they operate, and that will help you out a lot, and also build relationships and rapport with those people. Number 4, eBay is a viable option for game collecting. I try to stay away from buy it nows unless it's a really good deal. And so what I do when I look on eBay, I try to source stuff through eBay. I'll go to, if I do buy it now, I'll click the buy it now tab. I'll sort from newly listed and try to get a good deal that way. But mainly stuff I get from eBay. I'll go to auctions. I'll sort by ending soonest, and I'll if there's anything in there that maybe no one's bid on or has very few bids, I'll bid on it, or I'll, you know, wait until, you know, the last 5 seconds, put in my max bid. If I get it, I get it. If I don't, I don't. Really no big deal. But eBay can be a viable option for game collecting. You just kind of have to have a strategy with it. Number 3, bundles and lots. If you can bundle something together, you're going to get a much better deal. If you can buy lots, you're going to get a better deal overall. If you're early in your game collecting journey, lots and bundles are going to be your best bet. Best example I can give off the top of my head is I bought a NES bundle on Facebook Marketplace. I think it was $60. Came with the console, came with like 10 games, 2 controllers, all the cords and stuff, of course. I went and picked it up, and I got a like Mario 2, Mario 3. I think I had all 3 Marios were in there. I got Battletoads. I got a Power Blade, which is an expensive one now. And I think there was Contra maybe and a Kirby in there. There were some good games in there. And it's $60 for all that. Excellent deal. Now, the longer you collect, the harder it is to find those bundles that are going to pay off for you in the long run. Because most bundles are going to come with common games. And as you all watch my game room tour, I've already got most common games that are going to come in those bundles, so it may not necessarily be worth it to me, but it may be worth it to you in those lots. Bundles, if conventions, yard sales, flea markets, if I can get me a pile going, and they see that I'm buying multiple things, I can throw out a flat price, boom, this is for everything, and I can get a good deal that way. If you're spending, the more money you're spending with someone, the more likely they are to give you a better deal on individual items, if that makes sense at all. So number 2, focus within reason. What I mean by that is, don't start collecting and just, I'm going to collect for NES, Super NES, Sega Genesis, Nintendo 64, PlayStation 2, PlayStation 1, Xbox 360, Atari Jaguar, Sega Saturn. Don't try to collect for everything. Have focus. If I'm, going for some NES stuff, I'm going to focus on NES stuff. And the reason I put the within reason in there is obviously if you see something that's a really good deal, pick it up. That should go without saying. But try to stay focused. It's going to help you out in the long run. And number one, guys, have fun. If you're not having fun doing it, then it's not a hobby anymore. It turns into a chore or a job. Have fun with it. And be reasonable. If you don't have money for it, don't buy it. Flat out. You all can obviously do what you want to, but if you don't have the money for it, don't buy it. Don't overextend yourself and put yourself in a situation to where you go in debt or something to collect video games. It's not worth it. Guys, thank you for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed the last two videos. This one is a bit longer, so I'm going to get out of here, guys. Thank you for watching. If you've not already done so, hit that subscribe button. I'd greatly appreciate that. If you liked the video, hit that like button. It would give me the warm fuzzies. Guys, until next time, bye.